Hello everyone, Chris Lashava with RE/MAX Heritage Professionals, and we are here at the end of October 2023. That means our stats for September 2023 are available. By the time you watch this video, it'll be right around Halloween, so happy Halloween everyone. Let's get into the numbers. This is for Winter Haven, Florida. Closed sales, 83 closed sales in September 2023. That is compared to 73 a year ago, an increase of 13.7%. That does stop several months of declines in closed sales, so that's some good news. Cash sales as a percentage of closed sales, 25.3% of all sales were cash sales in September 2023. That's compared to 24.7% a year ago, an increase of 2.4%. Median sales price, $299,900. That is compared to $293,550 a year ago, an increase of 2.2%. So a slight increase in home prices in September. Year over year. Average sales price, $315,815 compared to $276,377. That's an increase of 14.3%. Median percent of original list price, sellers were receiving 97.7% of list price. That's compared to 100% a year ago, a decrease of 2.3%. Median time to contract, 31 days compared to 14 days a year ago, an increase of 121.4%. Median time to sale, 71 days compared to 49 days a year ago, an increase of 44.9%. New pending sales, 69 new pending sales. That's compared to 57 a year ago, an increase of 21.1%. New listings, 109 new listings compared to 81 a year ago, an increase of 34.6%. Pending inventory, 86 compared to 96 a year ago, a decrease of 10.4%. Active inventory, 295 homes active compared to 253 a year ago, an increase of 16.6%. Then finally, month supply of inventory, 4 months supply of inventory compared to 2.7 months a year ago, an increase of 48.1%. We are creeping towards a balanced market, but we are still in a seller's market based on that month supply of inventory. Tune in and we'll talk a little bit more about what all of this means for you. So we did see some increase in our activity in September, which is good news for the housing market overall. We also saw a slight uptick in prices both in Polk County and Winter Haven. But we are still facing a lot of the same issues. Very high mortgage interest rates, right around 8% at this point. Still seeing a lack of inventory. Sellers with good interest rates from a few years ago are not selling. And so really our inventory is largely in new home construction. And because of the high interest rates, builders are getting a little nervous. So they're offering all kinds of incentives. Interest rate buy downs, they're offering closing cost assistance. Some of them are even lowering their prices. So it's a really good time to be looking at new home construction. There's a lot going on in the real estate industry right now. There's a big court case Some sellers out of Missouri are suing the Realtor Board and the major brokerages, claiming that it's unfair that sellers essentially in their take out of their proceeds are essentially paying for the buyer's agent commission. This has been established for a long time, and largely because the buyers are already strapped trying to pay for closing costs, coming up with a down payment, paying for home inspections, and now with a high interest rate, their monthly payments are high. Where are they going to come up with 2 to 3% to pay their realtor as well? And so it has been for a long time. It's always negotiable, but basically what happens is the seller and the listing agent negotiate on commission, and that's negotiable. And then typically what happens is the listing agent comes up with a split for whatever agent brings the buyer, because in the end the two agents have to work together to get the deal closed. And so maybe you negotiated a 5% commission to the listing agent, and it's somehow split. That listing agent somehow splits it. Maybe it's 3% and 2%, maybe it's an even split, 2.5, whatever. Anyway, and that comes out of the seller's proceeds. You know, in some ways, in terms of whose money is it, it's sort of semantics, right? Because the buyer is the one that's actually bringing the money to the table. So you could argue the buyer is actually paying both, because if you don't sell the house, then nobody's paying anything. That being said, commissions have come under attack, and so it'll be interesting to see what the courts in the end do with this. Some of the major brokerages have already settled, but others are still in the fight, and the court battle goes on currently. Regardless, the industry is going to change because of the lawsuit. There's going to have to be some different things done. Lenders are going to have to take paying a buyer's agent commission into account when processing a loan. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work, but I know they're talking about that. But it'll be interesting to see how that affects the real estate industry. One of the concerns I have is that until something is figured out, what could happen is that buyer's agents, if their buyer can't afford to pay for their services, buyer's agents are going to have to refer the client directly to the listing agent, and the listing agent is really looking out for the seller, so the buyer's rights aren't really going to be looked out for. And that's going to cause some problems, and probably a lot more lawsuits when buyers discover they weren't really represented, and they're not happy with something in the home. Maybe there's a repair not done correctly, or a home inspection not done well, or whatever it is. I think that's going to create a bigger problem in the real estate industry in the long run. And so hopeful that we figure something out to solve the issue and still allow for buyers to be represented in the home buying and process, as well as continue to allow sellers to be represented in the home selling process. Additionally, what we're seeing locally is you probably, if you're driving around Polk County, lots and lots of new construction everywhere you turn. We actually have quite a few mega communities going up in some of the smaller towns. So, you know, Lakeland's been pretty built up, Winter Haven's been pretty built up, Davenport went nuts a few years ago. What we're seeing now is the outskirts of Winter Haven's got a big community coming to it. Lake Wales has several big communities being built there now. Eagle Lake is probably going to have its population doubled in the next couple years due to these communities going in. Lake Alfred's had a lot of new construction going in as well. So the smaller communities in our area are starting to be seen as prime building opportunities by some of your national home builders, and so they're buying up the land and building some larger communities in the area. Just a reminder, if you are looking at new construction, please don't go on the builder's website and register yourself. Don't go and visit a new home community without contacting your realtor. Hopefully that's me, because otherwise the builder will not allow for representation. You will be on your own, and I know a lot of the sales agents at these building communities, and they're very nice. and they will do their best to help you. But at the end of the day, they work for the builder. They work for the seller. They're representing the seller's interests and not your own. And so it's really important that you go in with a real estate agent to help make sure that your interests are protected. We have had a client that really had a bad experience with a builder, and had we not been there, she would have been very much taken advantage of by that builder. And so we don't want that to happen to you, so please reach out to us if we can help you with new construction or resales. Love to do so. I hope this information is helpful to you. Again, if there is anything that any information that we can provide to you or that I can help you with, if you have any friends or family looking in Central Florida to buy or sell real estate, I hope that you'll reach out to me. I'd love to help them. I'll take good care of them. Please remember, I want to make that home buying and selling experience an epic one. Also, if there's topics you'd like me to cover here on YouTube, please let me know. Please subscribe to my channel and encourage your friends and family to do so. Have a great day, everybody.